Sometimes you can judge a book by its cover. When you look at this face, this looks like the face of evil. Well, in this case, I believe we might be right. What this person has done, you can't explain it. You can't excuse it. It just needs to be punished. I'm going to give you the details. The story is relatively short, but y'all got to pray for our country, because here's the thing. There is a level of evil that is out here that just hasn't been caught yet, and we need to be cleansed some type of way of these bad people having access to children. I believe that this is one of them. Before we get into the details, let me give you a disclaimer about my content, and then I'll tell you what happened. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So the source that we're using today is people.com, so shout out to People. There is a 6-year-old girl that is fighting for her life in Kentucky after her mother allegedly, and wait, let me give you a disclaimer. Maybe I better not read that before I give you a disclaimer. YouTube, I don't want to get flagged. Following content contains material or information that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. I would love to keep my monetization. Thank you, YouTube. Everybody watching understands that they're about to hear something harsh. Okay? Now, a 6-year-old girl is fighting for her life in Kentucky after her mother allegedly bashed her skull in with a hammer. Bashed her skull in with a hammer, and I'm assuming what? Is this some form of discipline? This is the equivalent of using a belt or a shoe spanking someone. You said you emailed this to me. Thank you, Dana. We had a couple people send this to me, so I appreciate y'all doing this. Bashed her 6-year-old child's head in with a hammer. Let's hear the reason. Officers with the Louisville Metro Police Department responded to a residence on Wilson Avenue on June 19th after receiving a report of a girl being attacked with a hammer, according to an arrest slip obtained by People. Later that day, the LMPD announced the arrest this alleged woman, who some people thought was a boy, it still very well could be, but we don't know that to be a fact. Regardless of how it goes, this person is allegedly 40 years old, and I say allegedly because she looks older, much, much older. I'm 41. If you think that she's 40, just crossed over from 39 to 40, it is a hard knock life for us. That woman don't look no level of 40. She look a hell of a lot older than that. Life done whooped her ass, so I guess she must have tried to take it out on her child. But this this mother, this black queen, her name is Zeinab, Zeinab Abdi. ABDI, 40 years old, allegedly. We'll hold on to that, allegedly. Zeinab Abdi is charged with attempted murder for the incident. The slip said officers arrived at Abdi's home shortly after noon and found the victim suffering from multiple skull fractures and brain bleeds. Multiple skull fractures and brain bleeds. Officers immediately had the young girl transported to a local hospital where she remains in critical condition. Y'all, please put a prayer hands up in the chat and pray that this baby survives and can make it through this, because Lord only knows how much damage was done. This woman was trying to kill this child. This child's body and spirit was strong enough that it's trying to fight and trying to survive. Please put a prayer hands up in the chat for that. And I hope that this baby survives, okay? This girl is transported to a local hospital where she remains in critical condition 4 days after the attack. The homicide unit was then called to investigate the incident because of the severity of the girl's injuries and spoke with her brother, whom the slip said witnessed the incident. During that interview, the victim's brother said that while restraining his mother after the assault, she stated to him, "Let me finish her," while attempting to return to the victim. I don't know how old this victim's brother is. I'm assuming as big as this woman is, as long as her titties are, I'm assuming she's about a good 285, 290 pounds. So one would have to assume that maybe this might have been an older teenage child. Her titties are longer than the Nile River. Look at that. Flat out disgusting. She looks heavy as hell. Let me read this again. The victim's brother, who I'm assuming must be a teenager or somebody at least strong enough to pull this big fat thing off of this girl, restrained his mother after the assault, and then this bride turned around and said, "Let me finish her." And you killed and tried to kill a 6-year-old baby for what? And she did this while fighting the brother off, trying to return to the little girl to finish taking her life. Abdi, the mother, agreed to speak with police after being informed of her Miranda rights. And according to the slip, she allegedly said she frequently became extremely angry and has difficulty controlling her anger. The slip said that the mother went on to say that she became overly angry and struck the victim in the head with a hammer an unknown number of times. The mother, Abdi, is currently being held at the Louisville Metro Corrections, where a judge set her bail at $500,000 following her arraignment on Friday. Just don't reduce it. That's fine. Leave it there. Don't reduce it. Abdi, who does not have legal representation, will appear in court on June the 30th. This was 2 days ago, depending on when you're watching this, for a preliminary hearing. So that already has happened. If you suspect child abuse, call the National Child Abuse Hotline, which nobody seems to really utilize it like they should. 800-4CHILD, 800-422-4453, or childhelp.org. All calls are free and confidential, toll free. The hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in 170 languages. So no matter what language you speak, you can probably report something. If you see something, say something. We need more of that. So shout out to the brother for potentially saving this baby's life.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Do us a favor, please hit that thumbs up, smash that like button. I know y'all don't think it helps, but it really, really does. Share this video, please, please, please. Only got 2 news videos. They're really short. The world needs to see this. Make these stories go viral. I think everybody needs to see this.
A mother was in court today after police say she repeatedly hit her daughter in the head with a hammer. The 6-year-old is in critical condition at Norton Children's Hospital. Addie Miners joins us now live in the newsroom to explain what happened during the mother's arraignment. Addie.
Jennifer, Zeinab Abdi will remain in jail tonight after a judge increased her bond to $500,000. Abdi did plead not guilty this morning to attempted murder and domestic abuse charges. According to the arrest citation, the 40-year-old admitted to hitting her 6-year-old daughter an unknown amount of times in the head with a hammer. The girl suffered multiple skull fractures and brain bleeds. After she was arrested, Abdi told police that she frequently becomes extremely angry and has a difficult time controlling herself. Now, a judge has ordered that Abdi stay away, not just from her children, but from any child.
You are to have no contact with any child. Do you understand that?
June 30th.
No phone contact, no in-person contact, no contact whatsoever with any minor child. Do you understand?
Okay. Good evening. Officers discovered the brutal attack after they were called to the scene on Wilson Avenue in the Park Duval neighborhood around 12:45 this afternoon.
An arrest report says Zeinab Abdi's daughter suffered multiple skull fractures and a brain bleed. At last word, the child was in critical condition at Norton Children's Hospital. WLKY's Jamie Mays is live at Metro Corrections with more on this very disturbing case. Jamie?
Rick, Vicky, that mother is being held here at Metro Corrections. We spoke to some neighbors earlier today who said they were extremely upset to find out that child had been attacked. Neighbors are in shock and disbelief after police say a mother beat her 6-year-old daughter with a hammer.
I think it was just terrible. And I don't know what type of pressure the child mother is up under for her to do something like that.
Police say they were called to the 2900 block of Wilson Avenue around 12:45 on Thursday afternoon. When they got to the scene, they found the child with blunt force injuries to her head. She was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
I have 5 children, and that just scares me, like, knowing that this is what our societies became.
The girl's mother, 40-year-old Zeinab Abdi, was arrested and charged with attempted murder. When officers interviewed Abdi, she said she admitted to hitting her daughter an unknown amount of times and said she becomes extremely angry and has difficulty controlling herself. A reaction neighbors like Brittany Lindell say is unfathomable.
It gave me cold chills all over my arms. It's disgusting. I don't understand how someone can get to that point of anger, especially with an innocent child.
And Lindell says she's heartbroken to know a child was brutally beaten by a woman who was expected to protect her.
I would just hope we get justice for this child.
And Abdi is expected to be arraigned in court in the morning. Reporting live, I'm Jamie Mays, WLKY News.
Here's what I think is even scarier. The fact that, and hello, and what's up to everybody in the chat. Here's what I think is even scarier. The fact that this woman was able to find not only one person, maybe 2 different people. I'm assuming maybe she got the same baby dad, but it seems to be a big gap in age, I guess, between these kids. The fact that she was able to find somebody that actually wanted to lay down with her is disgusting in itself. Fellas, and I'm going to say this to the men out there that might be watching, don't know if any men are watching, but I'll say this to the ones that are. Come on, fellas, we got to do better than this, man. We got to do better than this to the baby dad. I don't know what you was thinking about, what you was on, or maybe she forced you. She might have forced it. She might have forced it. She might have forced it. I could believe that. Nobody willingly laid down with this. I believe she probably took it, okay? She probably took the hammer. You's going to lay down and give me a baby. You's going to lay down and give me a baby. She needs life in prison. I don't give a damn what her religion is, where she from. Stupid is as stupid thugs, and she needs a life in jail, in prison. Please keep that baby in your prayers and pray that she survives, okay? We'll do an update if we find out what happens, okay? Thank you.